Throughout my life, the 10 rings gave our family power. If you want them to be yours one day, you have to show me you are strong enough to carry them.
So coming from Kim's Convenience show now to the starring role of this Marvel universe, to me, is more like a culture shock. How about you?
I mean, yes and no. I think it's really incredible how many similarities there are between the two characters. You know, I think between Jung and Sean and Shang-Chi, we both kind of struggle a lot with our parents and weighing the expectations of our parents against our own path and kind of struggling to find our own way. I think both characters are at similar points in their lives where they're, you know, maybe struggling to make sense of what they want to do. You know, what do you want out of life? Where is it all going? You know, for one person, it's like washing cars and car rental at the car rental agency, and for another, it's parking cars as a valet. So now I'm thinking, okay, they both actually have jobs to do with cars. Anyway, it was very obviously very, very different stepping onto the set of this massive blockbuster movie, and with so many incredible talents like Awkwafina and Michelle Yeoh and Tony Leung. I mean, just such incredible movie legends in Asia. But then also, you know, new talents like Zhang Meng'er, who is, you know, one of my best friends now. But I remember meeting her. I remember meeting her for the first time when she flew in from Nanjing. She was auditioning in Australia with us, and there was just something about our connection from the very first moment that we met. I was like, I feel like we're gonna be really, really good friends. And you know, we brought that brother-sister dynamic, you know, to the screen, and then we took it home with us every single day too. I mean, she's just such a joy to work with. I mean, everybody was. And
that's very nice, because after you've been working for a little bit, it becomes more like a family bonding altogether.
It does.
Right, as how you had mentioned a little bit earlier, you know, it's more like a family. To me, when I was watching SHANG CHI, it was more like a family dynamic going around, but it kind of emphasizes on the father and son relationship. How do you interpret that in the movie?
I mean, it's I think a story. I mean, yes, it's a big Marvel movie, so you're gonna get the explosions, you're gonna get big fight sequences and action and all of that. I think that all goes without saying, but I think what really makes this movie special and what will really make it resonate with its audience is just, like you mentioned, that very intimate relationship between father and son. And what it really is it's a story about a family that has fallen apart. You know, and I think we all know what that feels like, whether we've experienced it directly or we know somebody who's going through it. Is just a family that has just been torn apart and consumed with grief and loss and negativity, and just watching, you know, the father and the son just slowly fight their way back. I mean, it's not as simple as good, evil, black, white. I mean, we have two complex characters on both sides, and they're both, I think, trying to do their best to bring their families back together. And you know, even though they disagree on the method, I think it's very clear that they love each other.
At least they're working toward the same goal. That's the very important thing, even though there probably is not a lot of communications. However, at the end, it's still, you know, coming toward to the same thing. One last question for me is, what do you think is SHANG CHI's greatest strength and the weakest? Can you personally relate to that?
Yeah. You know, I think the easy thing to say would be that Shang-Chi's greatest strength is that he's an incredible fighter, but I actually don't think that's true. I think Shang-Chi's greatest strength is in his friendships. I think it's in his ability to connect to people, and I think it's very evident in his relationship with Katie. You know, I think the two of them are just such good friends, and you can tell that they really support each other and are such a big part of each other's lives in a really, really nice way. I think that, you know, when you look back to, you know, Sean's, you know, background, and obviously he says, and we see in a trailer, his father says, I gave you 10 years to live your life. Well, then the question is, what was he doing in these 10 years? Well, obviously he relied on his relationship with Katie. And you know, it's in these bonds that he forms that he's able to get through. And it's because of the strength of his friendships that he ultimately it can persevere in the end.
To really finalize within those 10 years what is good and bad and have the good come out from it. Thank you so much, Sumu. I'll see you again. Bye.
Bye.
But I could never escape his shadow.
My son, you can't run from your past.
Is this what you wanted?
Hi, Charlene. Nice meeting you.
Nice. Yeah, finally I get to see you because I heard so much about you from Sumu. He said that you're his best friend from now on and forever.
Yay! He's like a real brother to me. Really?
Yes. I bet. So tell.
By the way, is that bamboo at the background?
That's right. Should we pray
I
for
love
that?
it. Love it.
Some Chinese thingy that's going on right now, right? So tell us a little bit about your background and how did this come to you?
Well, so let me go back to the very, very beginning. My mom is an actor and my dad used to be a stage designer. So I was born and raised in theaters. Theaters are like my childhood playground. Yeah. So I think it's just in my blood. I've never had a doubt of being an actor. And my parents are so supportive and they always believe in me. And yeah.
Wow, that gave me goosebumps actually.
Oh.
Have you ever dreamed of that? I know you think it's in your blood since it's from your parents, but have you ever dreamed about you will actually be in part of something like this big in this Marvel Cinematic Universe? No,
I've never thought I would be part of something as monumental as the Marvel Universe. And actually when I didn't know I was auditioning for a Marvel film when I sent my self-tapes. I just saw a audition call in a group chat and it said they needed a girl who can speak Chinese and English. And I think, okay, I can be that girl. I can do that. So I sent my self-tapes and I got a call back. And they flew me to do a screen test with Simu. And when I saw Simu's name, that's when I realized that I was auditioning for Shang-Chi.
No way.
Yeah, I know. And I still remember the first day I met Simu. Yeah, he showed up in his slippers, in his training
slippers.
Yeah, in his training outfit because at that moment he has already started his training. Yeah, so he showed up like super casual and he just gave me a brother vibe. Yeah. We are both because that's so like we are both the only children of our family. We didn't know what it's like to have a sibling, but the chemistry is just so good. Our relationship is just like so natural.
Right. It's like an immediate bonding right there and then, like, with the eyes and everything. Yeah. But your character in the movie is kind of complicated in many ways. It's like, seems like it grew strength from your losses in the movie. So what do you most admire about your character?
I mean, my character is so cool. I love her. Hello.
Right?
Yeah. She's such a tough woman. She has the cold, unapproachable exterior, but she also has the sensitive and vulnerable part deep down inside of her. She's so complex and she knows to stand her ground and find her voice and use it.
Yes, very, very last thing. Okay, I saw you recently got married. And it's actually someone from the scene on the set.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Share a little bit with that, please.
Yeah. I met the love of my life on this film. His name is Yang, and he is one of the action designers of our film. Yes. and they are really the heroes behind the scenes. And because we have so many breathtaking action sequences, I mean, they're unlike anything you have ever seen in the Marvel universe. I cannot even pick my favorite action scene because all of them are so amazing. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much, Monger. 祝你幸福美满哦。
哦，
Love
谢谢你，
you.
小玲，谢谢，
Bye bye.
bye.
You are a product of all who came before you.
I've lived in the shadows. But now, it's time to show them who I really am. I'm ready.
Hell yeah.
Marvel Studios' Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. Rated PG-13. Get tickets now.